Tadej Pogačar has once again demonstrated that he operates on an entirely different plane of existence. During a recent reconnaissance ride at the Paris-Roubaix course, the Slovenian sensation obliterated not one, but multiple Strava segment records, effectively turning a training ride into a masterclass of dominance. Let's take a look at these segments, how he did it, when he did it, and what exactly these records were. 1. Record shattered. Pogačar's Strava rampage. Pogačar's casual 213-kilometer jaunt over the cobblestones wasn't just a leisurely spin. It was a record-breaking spree that left digital scorch marks on Strava. He set the fastest times on multiple notorious sectors, turning what should have been a simple reconnaissance ride into an all-out demolition job. Some of his most absurd times included Mons and Pavele, averaging a blistering 40.2 km an hour. Pogačar treated this treacherous stretch as if it were freshly paved asphalt. Orchi les Orchis to Versailles, clocking an eye-watering 42.1 km because apparently cobbles are just a minor inconvenience to him. Gruson. This sector usually punishes riders with its uneven, bone-rattling terrain. Pogačar? Nope, he casually blitzed through at 48.8 km per hour. Not content with merely taking a few records, Pogačar nearly matched Wout van Aert's record on the infamous Carrefour des Albres, missing it by a mere second. A second! One can only assume he got distracted admiring the cobbled craftsmanship, or perhaps momentarily stopping to contemplate whether this was even worth his effort. Even more terrifying, these weren't controlled race conditions. There was no peloton to draft behind, no motor pacing, nothing. It was just Tadej, his bike, and the absurd reality that he might actually be able to win Paris-Roubaix on sheer talent alone. 2. Reconnaissance rides, Pogačar's playground. For mere mortals, reconnaissance rides are about familiarization, understanding the course, noting the hazards, and strategizing. For Pogačar, they seem to be an opportunity to obliterate course records before the actual race even happens. UAE Team Emirates Sports Director Fabio Baldato revealed that Pogačar's latest reconnaissance ride was 165 km long, covering every single cobbled sector of the race. That's a long way to go just to get a feel for the race. So why does he do it? Well, reconnaissance rides, they serve multiple purposes. Testing equipment, ensuring the bike's tyres and gearing are perfectly tuned for the race. Analysing the route, learning where to attack, where to conserve energy, and where the race might be won or lost. Scaring the living daylights out of his competitors, because nothing says I'm ready quite like destroying segment records when you're not even trying or in the race yet. 3. Scaring the lycra off his rivals. It's one thing to announce your race schedule. It's another thing entirely to break Strava records on race sectors before the race even begins all by yourself. By setting ludicrously high benchmarks, Pogačar isn't just preparing for Paris-Roubaix, he's engaging in a tactical mind game. Picture the scene. Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, and every other Roubaix hopeful casually scrolling through Strava over their morning coffee, only to see that Tadej has casually turned their nightmare sectors into personal playgrounds. How do you even react to that? Probably with a sudden urge to rethink your entire life's work. Make no mistake, this is a flex, and it is a tactical move. He's planting seeds of doubt, forcing his competitors to question their own capabilities, and given that cycling is just as much a mental battle as it is a physical one, this move could already be shifting the balance of power in his favour. 4. No Van der Poel required. It's worth emphasising that Pogačar accomplished all of this alone. No rival riders pushing him, no lead-out trains, just one man and his bike, tearing through cobbled roads as if he were being chased by a swarm of angry bees. This is significant. Typically, riders set their best times when surrounded by a competitive field, during breakaways or while trying to drop someone. The pressure of competition naturally forces them to push harder, but Pogačar, he seemingly doesn't need that. His training speed is already faster than most people's race pace, most people including Van der Poel. Let's not forget that Van der Poel and Wout van Aert and Filip Ganna are expected to be his primary rivals, and while they are all immensely strong riders, they now have to deal with the knowledge that Pogačar is just as fast, if not faster, over these brutal cobbles on his own, and he did it without them even being there. 5. The machine, Pogačar's weapon of choice. So what was he riding when he obliterated these records? While exact details remain scarce, it's safe to assume his bike was optimized for Roubaix perfection. Frame, likely the Colnago G4-X, Colnago's top-tier endurance and cobbled racing machine. Gearing, a mix of high-cadence gearing to maintain power on rough terrain, possibly a 53/39 chainring combo with an 1130 cassette. Tyres, wilder than normal, likely 30 to 32mm tubeless, running lower pressures for maximum grip and comfort. Suspension tech, perhaps even subtle frame compliance mechanism to absorb vibrations from the brutal pavé. These details might seem minor, but in a race where every watt matters, having a perfect setup could make the difference between victory and heartbreak. 6. Van der Poel's dilemma, rethinking his strategy. Mathieu van der Poel now faces a rather inconvenient and outright scary problem. His biggest rival has just proven he's actually competitive on the cobbles. This was supposed to be Van der Poel's playground, but Pogačar's performance has thrown a wrench in that narrative. Does Van der Poel respond with his own reconnaissance ride? Does he modify his race day tactics to attack earlier, knowing that Pogačar is stronger than expected? Or does he simply hope that Pogačar's form doesn't translate into race day dominance? Either way, this training ride has forced every contender to rethink their approach. What was once a two-man battle between Van der Poel and Wout van Aert is now a three-way chess match where Pogačar might just be the grandmaster. Final thoughts. The implications of Pogačar's madness. In one ride, Pogačar has flipped the script on Paris-Roubaix totally. Here at Cycling 101, we apologise for claiming that Tadej stands no chance at winning the race. After watching these recent news, we can see that, let's just say, he's probably going to win now. He has proven that he can handle the cobbles, and we didn't think he could. He's got the power, and most importantly, he's deadly, even when riding solo without that extra boost or motivation from having Van der Poel next to him. The upcoming race will now have a different atmosphere because of this news. His rivals are now on notice, the fans are buzzing, and the cycling world is left wondering, is Pogačar actually about to win the biggest one-day race of them all? Strap in, because Paris-Roubaix just got a whole lot more interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, comment down below your opinions, as I am really interested to see what you guys think. More than ever, I know I do this in every single video at the end of the video to see what you guys think and your opinions, but this one has just blown my mind. Here at Cycling 101, I've been commenting so much about how I don't feel Tadej's going to do well at all at Paris-Roubaix, and I might have to just eat my hat after these recent Strava records. It is mind-blowing to think that he was only 1 second off the big record, and to think that that was all alone. Really, I have no idea what to expect now, and it kind of blows all of my predictions out the water. My next video will be a predictions video, so stay tuned for that, and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't, as I upload the latest cycling drama, the latest cycling news, and of course, the latest cycling results, as I'll be covering the Paris-Roubaix 2025 here on this channel. We also have Tour of Flanders coming up very soon, in mere days time, and I'll be covering that also, where they'll both be racing in that one. Leave a like on this video, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.